This video gives you an opportunity to look through solutions to the first 4 problems in today's task. You can skip in this video. The purpose is not to make you sit and watch the whole thing, but to give you a chance to check your work since you were not able to be in class today. So the first problem, negative 6x minus 7 equals 4x minus 2. There are 4 different ways you could start this problem. You could add 6x on both sides to get rid of the negative 6x on the left. You could add 7 to both sides to get rid of the minus 7 on the left. You could subtract 4x on both sides to get rid of the 4x on the right, or you could add 2 on both sides to get rid of the minus 2 on the right. I chose to start by adding 6x to both sides. That leaves us with negative 7 equals 10x minus 2. From here, the best choice would be to add 2 on both sides so that we have only numbers on the left, negative 5, and only x's on the right, 10x. So if we imagine a hanger, the left side would have 5 negative 1s, and the right side would have 10 positive x's. Once you get to this point in your equation, you just need to split up your numbers, in this case on the left, into however many groups you need, in this case 10 on the right. We do that using division. So dividing both sides by 10 shows us that negative 1/2 equals x. Our second problem has distributive property on the left. So you could start by dividing both sides by 2, or you could start by using the distributive property to rewrite the left side. I chose to distribute to rewrite the left side. That leaves us with 2x plus 14 on the left. The right side is unchanged, minus 4x plus 14. I haven't changed anything in this equation yet. I just rewrote one side. Next, I chose to subtract 14 from both sides. I could also have added 4x to both sides, or I could have subtracted 2x from both sides. That leaves us with 2x equals negative 4x. You may have noticed at this point what x has to be for this to be true, but if you aren't sure, we'll keep going. From here, you can either add 4x to both sides or subtract 2x on both sides. I chose to add 4x on both sides. That gives me, oops, that's a typo, 6x, not 5x, equals 0. We would then divide by 6, not 5, I apologize for that typo, on both sides, which would leave us with x equals 0. Our next equation, number 3, is 1/2 x plus 7 equals x plus 13. I chose to start by multiplying both sides of this equation by 2. So I doubled both sides of the equation because that allows me to get rid of my fraction. If I do 2 times 1/2 x, that leaves me with x. 2 times 7 leaves me with 14. On the right side, 2 times x gives me 2x, and 2 times 13 gives me 26. This is a nice option if you don't like dealing with fractions to work on kind of eliminating your fractions early on when solving your equation. After that, I chose to subtract x from both sides. I could have also subtracted 2x, subtracted 14, or subtracted 26. That leaves me with 14 equals x plus 26. From here, I subtract 26 on both sides because I'm trying to figure out what x is, so I want to get rid of anything that's extra next to x. That leaves me with negative 12 equals x, which is the solution to this equation. Finally, we have this problem where we have a fraction with the distributive property. You could choose to distribute that 1/2, but you might notice that 1/2 times 7 is not going to give you a whole number. So I chose to, again, multiply both sides by 2, double both sides to not have to deal with a fraction or a decimal. That gives me double of half of 7x minus 6 is just 7x minus 6 on the left, and double 6x minus 10 is 12x minus 20. From here, I chose to add 20 to both sides. I could have subtracted 7x, added 6, or subtracted 12x as well. This leaves me with 7x plus 14 on the left equals 12x on the right. From here, I chose to subtract 7x so that I could get only 14 on the left and only 5x on the right. So now that I have something I know what 5 x's are equal to, I can divide both sides by 5 to split that up into enough groups to know what each x is equal to. That leaves me with 2.8 equals x. In your notes today, you are expected to record at least one example of a complete solution. You could use one of these 4 examples, but you are strongly encouraged to use your own work as you are recording in your notes so that you can reference back to something that makes sense to you. If you are not yet in the habit of showing each step, what you're doing on each side at every single step. You really need to start doing that so that if you do have a solution with a mistake, it's very easy to quickly look back and see where that mistake might have happened, whether it was by accidentally forgetting to do something on both sides, not doing the same thing on both sides, or a simple calculation error.